Sky Children of the Light is one of those rare games that feels less like a product and more like an invitation into a world built with tenderness, care, and artistry. Developed by that game company, the same studio behind Journey and Flower, Sky, takes that philosophy of wordless connection and dreamlike exploration and reimagines it for a mobile-first audience, while still carrying the emotional weight and sweeping atmosphere that made their earlier work stand out. From the very first moment you awaken in its misty, glowing landscapes, there's a sense that this is not a game meant to rush through, but a place to dwell in, to breathe in its spaces, and to let yourself feel small yet connected to something greater. At its core, Sky is about exploration and connection. You guide a small, childlike figure draped in a cape across vast open realms, each themed after different stages of life, from the innocence of childhood meadows to the heavier, darker realms that evoke trials and mortality. The primary mechanic is light. You collect candles, spread light to darkened places, and share your flame with others. Movement feels fluid and airy, with a strong emphasis on flight. Gliding through the sky is not just a traversal tool, but the very heart of the game's emotional vocabulary. It conveys freedom, serenity, and awe. The cape serves as your vehicle of flight, growing stronger as you find winged light, gradually allowing you to soar longer and higher. Progression isn't about grinding stats, but about strengthening your ability to explore and opening up new interactions with the world and other players. What really sets Sky apart is its multiplayer design. Unlike traditional co-op or MMO structures, communication is deliberately minimalistic. You encounter other real players in the world, anonymous at first, seen only as silhouettes. To interact, you must gift them a candle flame, which slowly unlocks gestures, hand-holding, and even the ability to chat once trust is built. It's a system that transforms multiplayer into something intimate and almost sacred. Holding hands with another player as you navigate through dark caverns or soar above clouds feels profoundly more touching than voice chat ever could. And yet, despite being so restrained, it fosters real community. The seasonal events, which introduce new spirits, cosmetics, and story fragments, often see players gathering in great numbers, lighting up the world with shared effort. Narratively, the game is subtle and almost entirely environmental. You learn about fallen spirits by finding them and reenacting their memories, then carrying their lessons with you as emotes or abilities. Each realm tells a wordless story about human growth, loss, and renewal. It's never didactic, never spelled out, but instead presented through small, symbolic vignettes. The result is an experience where you project your own meaning into the world, and the journey becomes deeply personal. Artistically, Sky is breathtaking. The landscapes are designed with sweeping, painterly skies, ethereal lighting, and a dynamic day-night cycle that makes each realm feel alive. There's a soft, dreamlike quality to everything. The way grass sways, the way fog curls, the way light beams scatter through caverns. It's clear that the studio understands the power of subtle detail in creating immersion. The character designs are minimalist but charming. Their glowing capes and masks adding to the sense that you're part of a shared myth rather than a conventional fantasy world. Music and sound design deserve special mention. The score, composed by Vincent Diamante, is lush, orchestral, and emotional. Strings swell as you take off into the sky, delicate piano notes underscore quiet moments, and choirs rise during moments of collective achievement. It reacts to your play, heightening the sense of wonder. Combined with the soft sound effects, The crackle of candles, the rush of wind as you glide, the soundscape creates an almost meditative state. Controls are, of course, a big consideration on mobile, and that game company has done an admirable job adapting a console-quality emotional experience to touchscreens. Movement is handled with a virtual joystick and swipes, flight with a tap and drag system, and interactions with a clean icon-based interface. While it can feel slippery at times, especially for precision flight, the design encourages flowing, graceful play rather than sharp, twitch-based control. Performance-wise, the game runs surprisingly well given its visual ambition, though older devices may struggle in larger player gatherings or during complex lighting effects. Monetization in Sky is always a point of debate. The base game is free, and much of the progression and narrative can be experienced without spending a cent. However, cosmetics, season passes, and candles used for unlocking friendships and cosmetics are the monetized elements. While some players feel pressured by the limited-time seasonal content, the developers have kept the model primarily focused on optional customization rather than pay-to-win systems. Still, the emotional investment the game inspires can make players more willing to spend to express themselves with capes, instruments, or masks. Replayability comes not from traditional challenge loops, but from the social and seasonal nature of the game. Every season introduces new spirits, cosmetics, and sometimes even new areas. Community events and collaborative goals encourage players to return regularly. For those who resonate with its atmosphere, Sky becomes less of a game and more of a ritual space, a place to check in, to relax, to connect with others. The community is famously kind and welcoming, often going out of their way to guide newcomers or share candles. Compared to other titles in its space, Sky is truly unique. It shares DNA with Journey in its wordless connection, but its live service structure makes it ongoing rather than a one-time narrative. It differs from mobile MMOs by stripping away competitive systems, focusing instead on generosity and harmony. It even stands apart from other cozy exploration games by embedding multiplayer into its very soul. In terms of updates, that game company has been consistent, rolling out new seasonal content and addressing community feedback. The live nature of the game means it has evolved significantly since launch, adding realms, events, and mechanics that keep it fresh. Sky is a rare blend of art, community, and play. It's not about conquest or mastery, it's about feeling wonder, about sharing light, about slowing down in a world that often pushes us to rush. For some, it may feel too slow, too ethereal, or too emotional. But for those open to its rhythm, it's a profound experience, one that stays with you long after you put the phone down. It proves that games can be more than entertainment. They can be quiet sanctuaries of human connection. If you're seeking spectacle, adrenaline, or competitive challenge, this may not be your world. But if you're looking for beauty, tranquility, and a sense of shared wonder, Sky. Children of the Light might just be one of the most meaningful journeys you'll ever take on a mobile screen.